Hello and welcome to the Property Show North Special. I am Chanakya Bhatia. This show is just for you. Your budget, our data-backed advice to help you make the right choice when making the biggest decision of your life, buying a home. With me in the studio is Sameer Jasuja, founder and MD Prop Equity, to advise you when you call in with your questions. Here's what we have on the show today. Protest against incomplete Dwarka Expressway reaches Jantar Mantar in Delhi, even after getting a national highway status. Why is nothing moving on the ground on this much awaited expressway? We find out. As home buyers along the national capital region up their ante against the delivery delays, we bring you the report card of one such developer, Amrapali, whose projects are delayed by over 2 to 3 years, leaving over 25,000 home buyers in the lurch. And we will do what we do the best. This is to find out quality projects in Gurgaon worth your money in a crore plus budget. Homes under 90 lakh rupees to be covered along the Noida Expressway stretch. Then we move to Zirakpur near Chandigarh for projects in 90 lakhs from locally reputed developers. We go budget in Lucknow and find out homes in emerging destinations of this capital city for little over 40 lakhs. And right-priced projects with good rental potential in Jaipur. But first, our top story today. Home buyers in the national capital region are not just having to fight for their homes, which are much delayed, but they are also having to protest against government authorities for lack of basic infrastructure, including roads. Frustrated buyers of Dwarka Expressway took to the streets in large numbers to protest the delay in construction of the Dwarka Expressway. Onita Moja reports.
This is a protest with a difference. These are home buyers, but they are not protesting against the delay of their homes. They are raising their voice against the delay of the Dwarka Expressway highway that connects Delhi and Gurgaon. Over 60 housing projects with almost 50,000 units have been launched along this expressway, and over a lakh of families have invested their life savings. Seven years later, this expressway is a road to nowhere. A month ago, Union Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari gave Dwarka Expressway a national highway status, asking NHAI to take over and expedite its completion. But since then, there has barely been any progress. For these home buyers, it's a dream gone sour.
When we invested our hard-earned money into Dwarka Expressway, the government kind of initiated or kicked off this project in 2007, and they were supposed to complete it by 2010 before Commonwealth Game, but they missed the deadline. Okay, then there were at least 18 deadlines were kind of put into place for Dwarka Expressway completion, but all those deadlines was missed. Eventually, end of the day, my investment is there. I have a home in Dwarka Expressway which is completed and ready for possession, but I do not have the basic amenities on Dwarka Expressway.
The fate of this 150-meter wide, 18-kilometer expressway has been uncertain since its conception in 2007. The 3,000 crore rupees road project, a joint undertaking of the Haryana and Delhi governments, was conceived to divert 40% of the traffic from National Highway 8 within the Gurgaon-Delhi segment. But its completion has been hampered by Haryana government's inability to acquire land for a 1.8-kilometer span all these years on the Gurgaon side, and DDA's dilly-dallying attitude to acquire this stretch on the Delhi side.
मैं एनडीटीवी के माध्यम से बताना चाह रहा हूँ लोगों को, सरकार को बताना चाह रहा हूँ मैं कि जल्दी से जल्दी इसका निपटारा किया जाए। लोगों को जिसका मुआवजा मिलना चाहिए उसका उतना मुआवजा दो। हम ये चाहते हैं, हम ये नहीं चाहते कि आम आदमी का घर उजड़ जाए या वहाँ से वो कहीं और जाके रहने लगे। मैम, हम चाहते हैं कि उनको उनका मुआवजा मिले और हमें हमारा रोड मिले, हमें बेसिक हमारी अमेनिटीज मिले।
While thousands of home buyers await to move into their homes along this expressway, for people like MP Kotnala, it's a different story. This 75-years-old retired Air Force officer have been asked to move out of his home as it falls on the way of the expressway. Along with Mr. Kotnala, there are about 348 families whose houses are likely to be demolished to make way for the expressway. Litigations over removal of these houses and taking over farmlands has been holding up the completion of the expressway. But despite a recent High Court order, the Haryana government has not been able to compensate and relocate these people and vacate this stretch.
मकान बनाया मैंने, I put best of material. ये सोच के कि चलो मैं अब आराम से रहूँगा, लेकिन ये हमारे भाग्य में नहीं है। और अब भी हम लोग कह रहे हैं कि ठीक है, तुम लोग ये जो कोर्ट का डिसीजन है वो हमें मान्य है, ऑल्दो इट इज़ नॉट एज पर आवर रिक्वायरमेंट, लेकिन फिर भी हम रिकॉन्साइल कर गए। लेकिन कम से कम दो तो सही, नियत रखो।
Giving national highway status seems to have further complicated matters. DDA though has promptly washed its hands off the project, but Haryana government is still in the process of handing over. NHA on its part looks far more reluctant to take over the project given the complexities involved. In New Delhi, Oinitam Oja, NDTV.
And to discuss more on this, we have Amit Oberoi, National Director, Valuation and Advisory Services and Research, Colliers International India, in our studio, and Nikhil Jain, CEO, Ramaprastha Group, joining us. So my first question to you, Nikhil Jain, I would like to start by saying that now that Dwarka Expressway has been given national highway status and NHAI will take over the road project, what does this mean for the developers and home buyers of Dwarka Expressway?
This is a very good news that Dwarka Expressway is now a national highway. It will, first of all, it will help NHAI to acquire land without any state government's interference, or I would say limited state government interference. So the dream of connecting a national highway to Delhi via Dwarka Expressway seems a reality now, because the Delhi part of the road was stuck and there was no light at the end of the tunnel, and there was no visibility when the acquisition will start and when the road would be ready from that in Delhi state. Coming to Haryana, I guess barring that 1.8 kilometer stretch, everything is ready. And the government along with NHI is working aggressively to give alternate plots or compensation to the residents of that 1.8 kilometer stretch, which I guess is a matter of time. I know there has been delays, things have gone beyond control, but I guess it's a matter of time. We're looking at next 6 to 8 months for those issues to be settled out. The rail overbridge is almost ready. They are planning to start traffic on that rail overbridge by August. So let's say by end of the year, early next year, we can see that road being completely operational.
Okay, so you think it is a very positive move. What about you, Mr. Oberoi? What do you think? Can home buyers and developers give a sign of relief now?
I think this is a good move. There is intent, at least from the government's point of view. Putting it under the central government ensures that the state governments have limited role to play, but an important one. They need to make sure that resettlement is taken care of the people who have been displaced. But it's good news, there is intent at least. The proof of the pudding lies in its eating, so hopefully it should get done by next year.
And what could be the challenges before NHAI in this?
Resettlement is definitely one of the biggest challenges that they'll have to face, which is something that Huda and the Haryana government would have to sort out, at least in the Haryana side. To me, that is the biggest challenge that I see.
So, Mr. Nikhil Jain, I would like to ask you, once the expressway is ready, will this totally change the dynamics of the region?
Yes, definitely it will change dynamics of the region. If you go back in time and if you recall, when National Highway 8 was built, the new National Highway 8, there was a complete change in dynamics for the city Gurgaon, and lot many new commercial and residential areas came up. Similarly, this Dwarka Expressway and the residential area surrounding this road have been touted as an alternate to the golf course road. And once the road is ready, definitely there's going to be a big shift in the dynamics because of various reasons. Amongst one of the reasons is the proximity to Delhi and the airport. I personally believe there would be a big jump in the overall sentiment surrounding the area once the road is ready.
And if you do the comparison between Dwarka Expressway region and say golf course extension road, will the difference between the both two property markets will now narrow down and property prices will be like at par?
No, the property prices will not come at par. There would be a big difference that would remain between the two. Dwarka road would be, I guess, definitely a lower than the golf course road, but it would offer a feasible, habitable option to the residents of Gurgaon.
And what do you think,
there would
Mr.
be a
Amit
delta that would
Oberoi?
always be maintained between Dwarka road and the golf course road.
Okay, and what do you think, Mr. Amit Oberoi? Like once the expressway is ready, dynamics will change in the region?
It definitely will change, and it will change for the better. Number one, the USP of having the Dwarka Expressway is its proximity to Delhi. That proximity obviously does not happen if there is no road in play. So getting the road, number one, will be a key to connecting with Delhi and Gurgaon. Number two, once the main road is connected, people start living here, and hopefully the government, the state government then makes the internal roads as well. Then you will have a lot more social infrastructure coming in, you will have more offices hopefully coming in, and this area will develop. Whether it will be at par with Golf Course Road or not likely in the next 7-8 years until that area develops. But it does have good potential given its location and proximity to Delhi.
And Mr. Nikhil Jain, I would like to come back to you again. So can we say that local politicians playing some delaying tactics in that area because everybody seems to be jumping into this matter?
I'm not in a position to comment because you don't get to know the true picture. A lot of things happen behind the scenes. So I guess let's not go who's doing what. Let's just rather focus and pray on the Dwarka road coming up as soon as possible. I guess the right steps have been taken and we are in the right direction. It's just a matter of time.
Okay, it's just a matter of time, and hope that everything is sorted as soon as possible. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me today with your valuable inputs, and hope that there is more clarity on the matter and things move forward for developers as well as buyers. Moving on, we have a caller who has a query related to Dwarka Expressway only, and it's Vijay Pal on the phone line. Yes, sir.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Vijay Pal, and I have a plan to buy a 3 BHK flat in Dwarka Expressway area, preferably in Sector 109.
Okay.
I'm looking at a completion in around 2 to 3 years. And currently, I'm looking at a budget between 1.0 to 1.2 KR.
Okay.
And as of now, I have shortlisted 2 projects, which is ATS Tramoline and Chintal Paradiso. My query is, my primary purpose of buying property is the investment initially, and so that at later stage I can also come and live in that area.
Okay, so future prospect, he wants to know, Samir, about Dwarka Expressway, and we were discussing about it earlier now. And so do you think it is a very good choice that Dwarka Expressway is a good option for him?
Yeah, Dwarka Expressway, according to me, is a good bet, but it has to be quite a long-term bet. I think for you to realize any reasonable amount of appreciation or for livability to really happen in a big way over there is going to take a good 5 years for the social infrastructure also to get evolved to a level where people find it very comfortable to stay there and enjoy living there like they do on probably the Golf Course Road or in the main areas of Gurgaon. The budget that you have will be slightly short for the ATS project. You'll have to up your budget by about 10 odd lakhs to about 1.26 crores for being able to buy a 3-bedroom property. The project is very good. We recommend this project all the time on the show. The developer has an excellent track record. It's a 10.4 acre project. It's a low density sector, luxury specifications over here, pool, jogging tracks, convenience store. The complex has modular kitchen, VRB air conditioning also. And if you look at the key data points of Dwarka Expressway, we've divided that into 2 zones. The Delhi side of Dwarka Expressway and the Gurgaon side of Dwarka Expressway, because you may want to consider the Gurgaon side as well because of the price advantage that is there. The inventory overhang figures of the Delhi side is 22 months and Gurgaon side is 28 months. On the weighted average price scale for the mid to luxury segment, Delhi side of Dwarka Expressway is 7150 rupees a square foot and Gurgaon side is 6300 rupees a square foot. On the price appreciation charts, Delhi side is about 6.5% on the appreciation scale and Gurgaon side is about 7.2% on an analyzed basis. So Gurgaon side is doing slightly better because of the lower base. There are 2 more projects that you can consider. One is Heritage Max by Conscient Infrastructure, spread across 11 odd acres, total 6 towers of G plus 24 stories. The project is based on a sports theme with a host of facilities like cycling tracks, football field, tennis courts, basketball courts, etc. And Emerald Bay by Puri Construction, Sector 104 at 7,200 rupees, spread across 17 acres comprising of 9 towers. Ultra luxury apartment by Puri Construction also having a 25,000 square feet clubhouse. VRV air conditioning, air condition in all the rooms, modular kitchen, imported marble flooring. So any of these 3 projects you can go ahead with. But please keep in mind long-term horizon, at least 5 years for livability and for appreciation.
So the options which you have in your budget, apart from your shortlisted option, is which are Heritage Max by Conscious Infrastructure, Emerald Bay by Puri Construction. We have another caller joining us. It's Monica Shukla. Yes, ma'am. How can we help you?
Yeah, I'm calling from Kanpur. Actually, I'm planning to buy a 3 BHK unit in Noida.
Okay.
And my budget is around 90 lakhs. And I have shortlisted 2 projects there. One is ATS Pristine for 1750 units. That is 3 BHK in sector 150D. And another one is Wave City Center project for 1085 square feet. It is a 2 BHK unit in sector 32.
Okay.
So I just want your suggestion, which will be the better option for investment purpose down the line in future.
So Samir, what do you suggest?
Well, for all the viewers, I think NCR is going through a huge oversupply situation. The timing is perfectly right for you to buy properties from a long-term horizon, especially if you're an end user. You will get great deals in the market. Preferably choose projects that are nearing completion or are from the stables of developers who have an excellent track record of delivery and are not that cash trapped today. So both the projects that you have shortlisted have got a very serious financial backing and are good developers, especially the ATS project. The price point of the project is also very comfortable at 5750 rupees a square foot or 5500 rupees a square foot for phase 2. The project is spread across 23 acres, total of 17 towers. Amenities here include clubhouse, gym, convenience shop, swimming pool, all sports facilities as well. Project is in 2 phases. Phase 1 has 7 towers and phase 2 has 4 towers. Looking at the second project, Wave Arena, Wave Infratech Limited, sector 32. So it's a very prime sector. That's why the pricing is a little higher. It goes to about 8300 rupees to 9200 rupees depending on the payment plan that you take. It's a standalone tower in the luxury segment of the integrated township Wave City Center. Spread across 152 acres, the township comprises of studio apartments, luxury 2-3 BHK apartments, retail malls and high street shopping. The project has great amount of amenities as well. The project also, construction for Inna is being done by L&T, which is one of the best contractors in the country. Coming to the key data points of these regions, one is the micro market where we call the sectors near metro, where the inventory overhang is pretty safe at 23 months, and the other one is Noida Expressway Stretch 2, where the inventory overhang stands at 32 months. It's a slow moving market and it's above the danger zone, that's for sure. But since it's a long term decision and at a good price point, you can consider it. If you look at the weighted average price of the market for sectors near the metro, the price goes up to 8650 rupees a square foot, and Noida Expressway Stretch 2 is about 4750 rupees a square foot, so much lower. So you can consider the Wave project as our first choice, and the second is the Pristine project by ATS Infrastructure because of the location. The last project recommendation from our side would be Gulshan Ikebana and the Gulshan Homes, Sector 143. This project is getting ready next year itself. Price points are also pretty decent, between 5300 and 5600 rupees a square foot. The modern amenities in this project include a swimming pool, gym, jogging track, landscape parks and grounds. Project is in 3 phases. Around 11 to 12 towers are ready and possession will happen in a couple of months. The rest of them will be done in a phased manner. It's located just off the Noida Expressway near NSL Tech Zone SEZ.
So it is a go-ahead for the options you have chosen, which are ATS Pristine in Sector 150 and Wave Arena by Wave Infrastructure. Also, you can look into Gulshan Ikebana by Gulshan Homes. Let us shift our focus a bit and talk about buyers who are in pain. Fed up with the delivery delays and non-cooperation by many developers, members of the Noida Extension Flat Owners Welfare Association came out on the streets in large numbers to protest against the errant developers. Frustrated buyers shouted slogans against the builders and demanded the UP government to step in. Thousands of buyers from the Noida and Greater Noida West region are complaining of delay in possession, poor construction quality, non-issuance of completion certificate and unjustifiable extra charges taken by a few developers. In absence of their dream homes, the buyers are facing double whammy of bearing the brunt of paying EMIs as well as the rent. And if the real estate sector has lost its sheen, developers have only themselves to blame. Is there any other industry in the country that asks so much from its customers but has no problems in brazenly breaking their promises to deliver these projects on time or with the quality that was promised? Today we focus on the Amrapali Group, which has left thousands of its customers in Delhi NCR stranded without any hope of getting their homes they have paid for. Let us take a look at the story. I'm standing in Amrapali Dream Valley project in Greater Noida Extension, where buyers have gathered to protest against the delay in possession, and they are waiting for their flats since years now. Let us just take a buyer's account on this. So, since when are you waiting for your flat? When did you book it?
I booked my flat in August 2012, and at that time I was promised a delivery by 2015 August, plus minus 6 months, and nothing has happened. Actually, my construction started in 2013 end, and till now, out of 26 floors, just 8th floor has been constructed.
What do you see at the project site, and any reply from the developer that when it will be delivered?
So we haven't got any reply so far. Probably we have been waiting from the builder side that some statement should come, but they are silent from their side. And you can see, there is no labor on the site as well.
There is only 20 to 25% construction is over there, and I'm not sure whether they would be delivering it by even 2020.
When NDTV visited the site, it was almost deserted with little activity on the ground. What's worse, the company has not given any fresh deadline to when construction might be complete. Amrapali Group's CMD Anil Sharma has defended the lack of activity, shifting the blame on regulatory issues.
My few projects are delayed because there was a lot of litigation and work stop and so many issues, So for those projects, we have in fact calculated a period, how much we have been affected. If that period is removed from those agreed upon period, then within that period we would like to complete the project. Or if at all a little bit delayed, suppose. So whatever agreement we have FYA, we will follow that.
Industry sources claim that there are around 30 projects of Amrapali Group in Delhi NCR which have been delayed by 2 to 3 years and more, leaving over 25,000 flat owners out in the cold. After being turned down by the developer, several unhappy residents of Sapphire project initiated a never-seen-before social media campaign which even led to the end of partnership between brand ambassador MS Dhoni and Amrapali. Residents are complaining of poor quality construction in the project and are demanding government's intervention.
The problems in the project is what is working. I don't see anything working. I am helpless today. The place I am occupying is absolutely shabby.
The good news is that the authority has finally taken note, with Noida Authority CEO Ramaraman summoning Amrapali's Anil Sharma last week and asking the company to resolve the matter within a month. The Noida Authority will also be tracking the progress of the project to ensure deadlines are met. The Amrapali Group has taken shelter behind the NGT ruling and land acquisition issues in the past. But with these problems sorted, the big question is, why is the company not able to finish construction now? Is the setting up of a housing regulator the only hope for companies' customers? Chanakya Bhatia, NDTV. Greater Noida Authority serves notice to Supertech for building over 1,000 flats in their SAR project, leaving home buyers stranded. Who's liable for this mess? And for new home seekers in Gurgaon, today's feature in our new project tracker, Soba City by Soba Limited in Sector 108 in Gurgaon.